Hey everyone, it's Libby from Maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Absolute pleasure to have you along. Oh boy, I've been on grandma duties for a couple of hours this morning. The little munchkins fell asleep on me at the end there in front of what we'll be watching. Super Kitties. Yeah, no, it was just so cute, absolutely adorable. And I could have napped along with them. Okay, what do I want to have a look at today? Well, first of all, I just want to mention, oh goodness, times are absolutely changing. We had over the weekend, I actually voted early last week, but over the weekend we had the election for our local mayor. And the previous mayor, it was a special election because the previous mayor was undergoing cancer treatment, so therefore stepped aside. So we had the elections over the weekend, so there were the usual, what do you call them? Characters, liner characters for the political parties, etc. But overwhelmingly, in a landslide, the people of this area voted for an independent, someone who had no political history that we're aware of, however, very, very much community engaged, very intelligent, and just an all-round lovely person. Who has very much, if I say Mamdani style vibes, although we are talking about Australians, so, you know, that sort of progressive, working for the people, good person vibes were, but, you know, Australian version thereof. And speaking of Mamdani, I popped in my post section a YouTube video of Obama and Mamdani going to a primary school and infant school and greeting the kids and reading a book. And it was just, oh my goodness, it was just so beautiful. Yes, I teared up. Okay, today's artwork is a piece, it's a mixed media piece. I'll actually bring it off and show you it a little bit closer. A mixed media piece by Jean Harrison, Jeanne Harrison. Mixed media, I don't know if you can see the different um, fabrics and papers in there, but beautiful, beautiful piece called Lotus. Now I'm just going to pause you while I hang it back up again. Hang on a second. There we go. It looks so little on the wall there, except that I'm sort of pretty much hard up against the bookcase, so I can't get any closer. Okay, what are we going to have a look at? Well, let's have a look at Schrodinger's Strait, just to start with. Oh, goodness me, it's so silly, isn't it? So around the world, people are starting to call it Schrodinger's Strait because it is both open and closed at the same time. You had the Orange Idiot come out over the weekend saying the strait is completely open, everybody can go through. And then, of course, what happened is they then intercepted a Iranian or Persian, I should say, because we're trying to avoid the censors, a Persian cargo ship. Apparently a really, 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 really big one. So I'm going to use the Crow Tarot and just have a quick look to see what's happening now. I'm just going to point out that let's sit in indifference at the silliness of it all, despite it being incredibly serious. Because if we give energy to this regime by being outraged, you know, like physically outraged, then they feed off that. They're energy vampires and they feed off that. So apparently intercepted by a US warship that boarded it and carried on, etc. But it is easier to understand international politics and remove yourself emotionally from it, intellectually stay engaged, but emotionally remove yourself from it when you understand that this is not about countries, this is not about boundaries. What is happening in the current conflicts around the world in regards to this sort of sense, it's about the parasites on the world, the uber wealthy who got that way through not giving a rat's Pooh Bear about anybody else, literally climbing over the bodies of those that were in their way. They're trying to gain control of the entire globe and split it up, not along traditional boundaries and borders, but along economic and corporation outlines. So, for example, you've got there'll be shipping for one, there'll be energy for another, there'll be finance for another, which is the Bitcoin, etc. I think the Orange Idiot and Sniffy and Glue want the finance one. Yeah, good luck with that, guys. You're not up in those echelons of greediness enough to run with the big boys. But you've got shipping, you've got energy, you've got finance, you've got communications, you've got retail. Now that'll be Bezos, obviously. You've got data collection, which is Teal. So if you get your head around the fact that what they're trying to do is split the world up, using the Crow Tarot, and I've been poker shuffling, and what have we got? We've got the Wheel of Fortune, karma coming and biting them on the bum, and the Death card bringing things to an end. And I'm drawn to the Poppies here, and I'll talk about the Poppies in a minute. So we've just had the Cherry Blossom Festival. I believe that's probably starting to wind up. My guides did say there was going to be something significant during the Cherry Blossom period. Well, take your pick as to which one it is. The Poppies, Anzac Day for us in Australia, New Zealand Army Corps, coming up in 2 weekends' time. So again, we've got that 2 weekends period. It's the 25. When is it? I'm just trying to think what 2 weekends' time is. No, it's next weekend. Sorry, my apologies. And you will see my Anzac artwork when we get a bit closer. So it's next weekend is Anzac Day, which is it's like our Memorial Day. It's the Memorial Day for Australia and New Zealand. It's the big weekend when we remember those and what they have sacrificed, etc. So yeah, I'm just finding it really interesting. The Poppies there with the Death card and the Wheel of Fortune, karma coming and biting them on the bum. Now, Hillary Clinton has come out and said that it was common knowledge that the Strait of Schrodinger was a geographical choke point, which is why no previous administration had taken on Persia, because they knew that that it would cause nothing but nightmares with that Nine of Swords, that it would have been a nightmare situation. And what have we got? We've got the Eight of Pentacles. Looking at the options, looking at the opportunities, but this is telling me it was more about sanctions and diplomacy rather than physical, because it's a choke point. Previous administrations knew that, and that's why nobody got involved historically, because they would end up in the situation they're in now. So I just want to have a quick look to see how's it going to go in this next short period. So we're looking at the period of the Poppies. Now, the reason why the Poppies is so symbolic for our Anzac Day, Australia, New Zealand Army Corps, King of Swords, something happening, is because in World War One, it was pretty much that the Poppies came, the Poppies were the first, cards falling everywhere. Hang on a sec. Sorry about that. That was just me being distracted talking about Anzac Day and just put the cards too close to the edge. Yeah, so the Poppies were the first sign of life that came back on the Somme battlefields, the poppies blooming. So the red poppies are very significant for Anzac Day down under. Okay, let's have a look. Well, let's have a look. So what is going to happen? We're just finishing up, still not quite finished, the cherry blossoms. Now, Doc Vest, Dr. Jennifer Lisa Vest. I keep thinking Lisa Jennifer Vest, but it's not. It's Dr. Jennifer Lisa Vest. She's been getting the apple blossoms, which I gather are starting to bloom now. But yeah, we've got the High Priestess here, the High Priestess, the Lovers card. So hidden agendas, contracts and agreements. King of Pentacles, the moneyed oligarchs. Because the next card is the Lovers, and then we've got the manipulation. However, something is coming really quickly. Information is going to come out really quickly. And then we've got about those that have feathered their nests unexpectedly out of left field with the Page of Cups. And then we've got Page of Wands, information being brought forward. We've got Russia with the Empress, and then we've got the Three of Cups, but it looks like almost like a five. You've got the three spilt cups feeding out of the spilt cups here. Three of Cups. So it looks like those that are involved who were feeding out of this Empress energy, this Russian energy, finding themselves with the Hermit isolated and under investigation. Now, 1st of May also, I believe, is May Day, which is pretty much Union Day in Australia. And I believe it's next protest and next Buy Nothing Day. But let's have a look. We're now moving from the cherry blossoms into the poppy stage. What do we need to know about what's coming up? Page of Swords, whistleblowers coming out. Speaking of which, now I'm only going to do the 2 videos today, so I might put a little bit in this, but apparently, what have we got? Several officials have cited that, so we're not talking about 1 or 2, we're talking apparently about dozens of people have come forward about cash petal. 24 people, including unnamed current and former FBI officials, alleging several episodes described as freakouts from the 46-year-old, including obvious intoxication at private clubs in Washington and Las Vegas, forcing his staff to move early morning meetings to later in the day as he recovered. I've always got that Petal's going to be the next one gone. Okay, so what's going to be coming up? So Page of Swords, talking about leaks. So this could be, the fact that it's leaking out could be setting cash up for removal. Okay, very slippery, these cards. Okay, let's have a look. What's coming up? What do we need to know as we move into the poppies? Time of the poppies. Come on down. Right, so we've got Page of Swords. Information being coming out probably over social media. So I just have a sip of coffee. Social media could be bringing forward of a new strategy, but I think this is more about whistleblowers coming out, challenged by this 9 of Pentacles, those that feathered their nest. Now you're wondering why the corporate Dems in Congress aren't doing anything. Well, they're on a pretty good wicket, and they don't want their pretty good wicket to be upset, do they? You know, they're receiving money, they're receiving kickbacks. Are they really doing much work? Some are, but some aren't. So there could be some information, some truth that comes forward about those that are profiting with that 9 of Pentacles. Okay, because you've got the sun here shining a light, exposing. You've also got the blossoms bursting here as well. So this could be the apple blossoms, and you've got the lotus flowers down here. So this is very much spring flowers. Now we do know lotus for potus. We all know about that, but I'm not feeling this isn't about. Oh, well, it could be. It could be about votes, about who got the most votes. Just watch for it. There's going to be some sort of truth that's going to come out that's going to be quite revealing. We've then got the, oh, what have we got there? Page of Swords. Oh, Page of Wands. Yes. The talking stick. Information being brought forward. That's the energy that it's going to be stewing in. I'm really drawn to what almost looks like a quilt in the background there. It's almost like there's a big network that's going to about what's going to be brought forward, the intertwining. Okay, let's see where this goes. In the past, we've got the High Priestess, the secret agendas, the hidden agendas, the secrets being revealed. It's also for Hogarth. This is his Is Not Real card. So it's in the past. There's something here in the past. Oh, news came out. I saw it this morning. News has come out that orders had come down from the Is Not Real Minister for Defence or War or whoever it is, going back, I think, about 18 months when the Gaza conflict was in full swing, basically saying to unalive Israeli citizens if they were helping crossing assistance into Gaza. So that's come out as well. So that went over like a lead balloon. We have to understand these people do not care for the citizens at all. To them, the ones that are wanting to divvy up the world into, shipping, communication, data collection, etc., they don't care about the citizens at all. They see the citizens merely as tools to be used, and if they can't be used, ergo slaves, then they're disposable. Oh, and once you get your head round that, yes, it does make you incredibly angry, but it makes a lot of stuff make sense as well. Entertainment only. So come on down, let's keep going. So what's coming up in the near future? The King of Pentacles. So here's the oligarchs, the King of Pentacles, those that are making the money. They're over the situation in the here and now. It's all about them. Right. The immediate future, we've got the Lovers, so some sort of contract agreement are coming together to make an agreement. So yes, a Persian cargo ship has been stopped, literally 2 days into the ceasefire, where it was declared that the Strait was completely open by the Orange Idiot, and I call him that because he's orange and he's an idiot. So theoretically, anybody could pass through. Well, apparently not. So, okay, the immediate future, we've got this Lovers card. Now, I gather diplomats are going back to Pakistan to engage in further talks. I haven't been able to find out who it is and if it's Witkoff and Kushner. Oh, please, they are not diplomats and they are not negotiating for the better of the people at all. For them, it's part of this they're part of the divvying up conglomerate. Okay. Externally, we've got the Magician, manipulation, can also be creating something out of nothing, but it can also be, look over here while I do that over there, in regards to this Lovers card. I believe, and I also passed my news attention this morning, that Ukraine have just pretty much wiped the US regime off its radar. Can't be trusted, doesn't follow through on promises, breaks every agreement that it's made, and I'm talking about the regime itself. So they've just abandoned even negotiating, I believe, in regards to a ceasefire Ukraine. But it's got that similar sort of energy here as well. The contract and agreement, but externally it's about the manipulation. Internally, we've got the Eight of Wands. This can be missiles raining down. We've got the poppies here and poppies here. Oh, there's poppies in just about all these cards, which are really quite lovely. I'm just feeling the time of the poppies. This could be a lot of information coming out really quickly, something moving really quickly. Sunflowers and poppies. Sunflowers being the symbol of Ukraine, speaking of Ukraine internally. So I'm more thinking, and we're not hearing a lot from there because apparently Ukraine is making great strides going forward, pushing back the Ruskies. So this could be information coming out quite rapidly from the Ukrainian direction. Okay, what are we going to hear between now and the time of the poppies? The Knight of Wands, volatile information coming forward in the hopes and fears, the outcome, the Page of Cups, something unexpected out of left field being brought forward about legacy, money changing hands, bringing an end of as we go through this end of an era of putting oligarchs up on a pedestal. But Page of Cups, unexpected information coming forward about big money, about legacy, and bringing it to an end. And then we've got the Eight of Cups, the walking away under the full moon. So the full moon's coming up shortly as well, another week and a half, I believe. What have we got hiding in the background? Is that a dragon up in the mountains? I'll have to have a bit of a closer look at that. Dragon up in the mountains, but this is the walking away. And speaking of the moon, we've got the two full moon cards here. The moon card, secrets being revealed, and then we've got the Ace of Cups, and then we've got the Chariot. I mean, it's also being revealed about the fact that the troops over in the Middle East, the food rations are just not getting through. What was that? That looked like a sort of a ice cream scoop of dog food with something on the side that I wouldn't have a clue, something orange on the side. Goodness me, that was absolutely, seriously, that's not even prison food. Despite the fact that prisoners should be fed properly, but it was just, this is supposed to be to the fighting forces. So the Chariot card is my military card. The Ace of Cups is about new partnerships, new agreements, or something being revealed, something highly emotive being revealed that brings about a cleansing. And then we've got the 5, 6, 7 of Wands on the back foot being defensive, 2 of Swords, illegal, and then we've got treason. Then we've got the treason card. So again, and then we've got the Empress to do with Ruska and money, the Ace of Pentacles, money with Ruska, and the Hermit, investigation, and then we've got the 5, 6, 7, 8 of Swords. Arrest, perhaps, restriction, arrest, restriction, perhaps. And on the bottom, we've got the 5 of Swords, the abuse of power, the betrayal, the deceit being revealed. And then we've got the 2 of Cups working together across the aisle. So something is coming up about legacy and financial secrets, I think, to do with connections to Ruska. Because I've got here with the sunflowers with Ukraine between now and when the poppies are done. So, okay. That'll be interesting. Let's have a look. Okay, what is there anything else we need to know? What else do we need to know? What else do we need to know? Is there anything else we need to know? Something coming out. Something big to do with money and the Ruskies, I think. Let's have a look. Is there something else that we need to know? Is there anything else we need to know? Come on down. Ooh. Well, there's the death card at the time of the Poppies. Now, I know there's been reports apparently on Facebook coming out about unalived servicemen being held in Germany, etc. I can't find verification of that. It's only the one source, and it's not real clear about what period in history, what era the speech giver was talking about either. So it's not necessarily the here and now, but time of the Poppies with the death card, a significant ending of, and there's those that feathered their nests. 5, 6, 7, 8 of Pentacles. Oh no, this is the hard work going on behind the scenes. Sorry, my bad. Duh. Let me, so there's work going on, money trails on the vine. Okay. 5 of Pentacles, loss, regret. Now, this particular tree is marooned in these floodwaters here. So loss and regret, can't get at it. Something's happening here. And we got the 7 of Pentacles, the inability to harvest. So this is the money is. Look at these money cards. There's something big here to do with money movement, money trails, regret, loss, unable to access. It's on this dead tree here. And then we've got the Strength card. Strength, there's strength in this somewhere. Strength, compassionate strength, empathic strength. I was watching Susan Lynn last night for the second time because I fell asleep the first time. Her live from Friday, my Saturday. And she was talking about, it's 2 hours long, it's very long, but if you go to sort of the last half hour, 20 minutes, she's talking about options that we have available to us to give some ideas about how to make a little bit extra money, how to help out people. So that was a really good video. Go and watch that. It's about thinking outside the square, and I'll do that in the next reading. But there's something here about I think it's the failing strength. Page of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Be careful what you wish for. So this is about information coming forward. Be careful what you wish for. Poor choices. The Queen of Cups. Trying to keep a lid on something about the devil. To do with the devil. This is about greed. This is about addiction. This is about voluntarily chaining oneself for this sort of energy, this decimating money energy. The devil. Queen of Wands, the Star card, and the 6 of Pentacles. The money not changing hands. Been kept. 7 of Cups. This is the poor choices. The Emperor. And the 5 of Swords. Is he going to go down this week? I mean, we've got the Death card. We've got the Devil card. We've got the Loss card. We've got this 5 of Swords. We've got poor choices or delusional addiction, etc. of the Emperor, and then the 5 of Swords, and then the Page of Wands, some sort of news coming forward, and the Magician, the manipulation, or the look over here, well, that's happening over there, followed by the 10 of Swords and the High Priestess, keeping secrets. and the Six of Swords. Six of Swords, and then the Hierophant. Moving forward, some sort of action moving forward, legal action moving forward in regards to the government. Okay, this is taking me on a little bit of a path here that I want to ask a question with those cards. This week, leading up to the time of the poppies, and I'm talking about Flanders poppies, I'm not talking about Australia because we're in a different opposite seasons. I'm talking about Flanders poppies time. Is the orange idiot, is he going to be incapacitated? We know he goes missing in action towards the end of every month as he gets the moon, the 10 of cups, so secrets, family potentially coming together or ending of families coming together. Is the orange idiot going to be incapacitated? Because we know at the end of every month he disappears for a couple of days, comes back with bruising all over the back of his hand and perked up again. But the medication is reaching a stage where it's not working. Is he going to be incapacitated? Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups, the delusional dementia. New beginning, new opportunity. So we've got secrets coming out, ending, something new, and we've got the dementia card. Is this between now and then when they're going to take him down? Sacrificed with the Hanged Man, Page of Cups, unexpected out of left field, and the Hermit, isolated, forced to retreat. Nine of Cups, be careful what you wish for, and the Hierophant with government. And then we've got the Queen of Cups, trying to keep a lid on something for a while. Queen of Pentacles, while they look at the options. We've got the Devil, and then we've got the Eight of Wands. Looking at the options, trying to keep a lid on it. We've got here this voluntarily attached to this, the devil having its due, and then the information comes out quickly about the ending of a legacy. And then we've got that Eight of Cups, the Magician. I mean, same cards, different order. Manipulation, the Empress, the birth of, potentially the birth of something new. And then we've got my card for the White House and the World. Endings, something, ending of the Emperor. Wow. End of an era, end of the Emperor, and then we've got the Ace of Cups, and then the Fool, uncharted waters. Ace of Cups, a cleansing, the Fool, and the Ten of Wands, the burden. Again, another ending, and then we got Five of Cups, the regret, the walking away and regret. Well, the question was, is he going to be incapacitated between, now and poppy season? Do not be surprised if he is removed. They're making noises to remove him. They have been for a while. There is talk coming out about removal. Oh, speaking of which, and I posted in my post section, the MAGA podcasters are now coming out with, Butler might have been faked. No, Sherlock. Those of us readers that have been looking at it knew that from the day it happened. Anyone with half a brain knew it from the day it happened. I've been saying it from the day it happened, that it was staged, it was fake, it was, oh, goodness me. But now the MAGAs are coming out with it. And the fact that 2 people lost their lives in regards to that. So, yeah, what have we got? The Fool and the Knight of Swords, a harsh truth coming forward for those that were fooled. God, man, just unbelievable, isn't it, for those that were fooled? Okay, I'm going to end that there. Now, between now and the time of the, so we have had significant events occur during the time of the cherry blossom. There was big information that has come out. And between now and the time of the Flanders poppies, I think the orange idiot might find himself removed. Now, that's Anzac Day next weekend. So if we sort of say leading between next weekend and the full moon. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. As I said, be intellectually involved, but emotionally step back. It's just absolute. What they're doing is just ridiculous. It's just it's silly to call it silly, but it's just it is that bad and pathetic. And as I said, Schrodinger's straight. Okay, love to you all. Catch you shortly. Bye bye.